Hi there. Today I'm going to be demonstrating a short class on how to make our rings. We have several styles, as you can see. They're all the same technique. So today our focus is the Danielle ring. These are all nice statement rings. They're very weighty. They're silver plated, real sterling silver over nickel-free German silver. They have the same weight as real silver, and they will tarnish like real silver. If that happens, if you don't wear it a lot, just dip it in some silver cleaner, use a cleaner white. So there's a few basic techniques that apply to all of our jewelry. So we're going to show you two basic techniques today, and these are again used through all of our jewelry kits. There is a chopping mat in the bottom of your box if you want to use it to protect your table. So I've got my clay colors that I chose, and this is the colored stone technique, and I'm going to start chopping the clay with the chopper. And it's not a chefy chop, it's up and down motion with a little pressure. The clay is hard, but we're going to condition it, and we're going to make it nice and soft and workable. So as you chop, keep mixing it up. Chop it, mix it. Chop it, mix it. Like so on. Go after any of the really large pieces, and can leave them, I would say about rice-sized pieces. Just make sure you really mix those up. So now we're going to gather up our clay and push it into a mound in the middle of your surface. It's very crumbly. We need to get this to stick together. So we're going to compress it by pinching it. Pinch it, pinch it, pinch it. And just keep pinching it to compress the clay crumbles together. When you can get them into a ball, we're going to start to roll it. So we're going to roll it and pinch it a few times. Roll it and pinch it. And just keep doing this for a few minutes. You want the clay to be nice and soft all the way through. Okay, we've got our soft ball here. We'll clean up. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to roll this into a snake, like so. There we go. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our free hand, one hand, and hold one side. We're going to take our free hand and we're going to twist this into a pretty ribbon pattern. Don't over twist it or the colors will start to blend together. So we're going to take our Danielle ring here, and we don't need this whole mix. So I'm going to pull off a little bit of the end here and just start kind of compressing that into the base, like so. Now, if you like colors from the other a little bit more, you can pull some of it out and add it to your mix. Really just want to get it in there. Like so. You can see if you like the other side better, and you could use that side too. Now obviously I have a lot of clay in here, so I'm just going to go around, make sure it's really pushed in there, and clean up the edges really gently. Get a little bit of that extra clay off, like so, real gently. We don't want to scratch the jewelry. There we go. And there's my mix right here, my pattern that I have. If you're not happy with that, you can pull it out, roll it into one more roll, like so. Find the side that you like. Best side that you like up. I'm going to kind of shape it a little bit to the shape of the ring and get it back in. There we go. Now I have kind of a high profile. You could have a lower profile if you want. With this technique, the stone technique, I kind of want it to look like a stone, so I have a little profile on it. Now the next thing we're going to do is finish this up with some buffing powder. So take your buffing powder and just tap a little on your surface. Get some on your finger and then just start working that in. And this is a real, you want to get it into the clay. You want to massage it into clay. You're not just applying it like this. And you can see the shine and the sheen that is building up between it and the clay. It's getting rid of all the fingerprints, making it nice and smooth and polished, just like a stone. And while you're polishing, make sure to keep that clay off the edges. The edges are like your picture frame, and the center is your art. So you want to get it off the sides of the edges. Now after this bakes in your oven at 250 degrees for 35 minutes for this ring, all the rings, you can take a wet cloth and wipe off any extra powder that you might have on the ring. So again, all the sides, nice and in, so keep them in by pushing it over towards the middle, and then taking from the middle and smoothing it out. And there is my Danielle ring with the stone technique. Okay, so now for our inlay technique, we're going to chop up the clay just like before, using an up and down firm motion. And we're going to mix it up. Now these can be various sizes. You're going to have some crumbles and you're going to have some very fine pieces and some larger pieces. So for the inlay technique, we're going to take our jewelry piece and we're just going to start filling it up. And as we do that, we're going to compress it and work it in. Let's use as many of the different colors as you can. You're not going to see them, but they're building the base. Once you get closer to filling that up, you can start to strategically place colors. Okay, I want a little more blue. And this is where the little pieces work exceptionally well. And if you want a bigger chunk in there of a special color, like I'm going to put this gold in here. So we're just going to keep working that in. Placing colors where you want them, or just randomly. And using those little crumbs on the top there. So there is what I have so far. I'm going to press this down on my work surface, really pushing down and flattening out, getting rid of any excess clay, and go off the corner, taking a look at it and saying if I need anything more, a little more blue. Again, this is just fun to play with. And this is a little less random than the stone technique. You have a little more controls. And a little more of this mother of pearl here. One big chunk in the middle there. There you go. I'm going to press it down. And if it sticks, you can put a little bit of buffing powder on your table. It will really help you. So with the inlay technique, what we're looking for is the surface to be level with the top of the jewelry. Now we're going to finish this up with our buffing powder and buff it and flatten it. And this is polishing it, getting rid of the fingerprints. And remember to keep it off the side. You want that nice, pretty silver outside as part of your picture frame, and the inside is your artwork. And that's it. So this is the inlay technique, which has kind of a natural little tiny stones making up the stone. So that's it. Thank you for joining, and join me for another class demonstration. See you later.